I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tumi. I am a transformation activist. I am all about empowerment, education, and real talk. Ladies, we are here to have a real conversation, an intimate conversation, an unplugged conversation about feminine hygiene, wellness, beauty, and everything else in between. We are here to talk openly about those things that affect us most, especially when it comes to our vaginas. I am joined here by the beautiful group of ladies here, and I'm going to start with you, Mihlali. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thanks, and you?
I am doing great and fabulous. Mihlali, we are also inspired by your journey and insights. Let's start with the journey of feminine hygiene and beauty. Yeah. How have you seen the two evolving from your young years to a lifelong ritual that is keeping us all fresh, fabulous, and confident?
You know, I feel like due to social media and the empowerment of the digital space, feminine hygiene is now leveling up to not only just being about clean and just the routine of, taking care of yourself, but also about self-care. And it's also going to help us move away from the stigma associated with having these open conversations. I mean, there's a lot of people who come from traditional homes and certain societies where they can't have these vulnerable conversations with their family members. So we appreciate educational platforms like this.
Absolutely, I agree with you, because sometimes it's not something that you are taught at home.
Exactly.
There are many feminine hygiene trends on social media. I mean, if you think of Instagram, TikTok, there's always a trend, a video out there. How do you discern which ones are effective, safe, and genuinely beneficial for your body?
You know what? Sometimes social media can feel like information overload. So just like how you will discern what you use on your face depending on your skin type and your skin condition, that's how I feel you should also navigate what you use on your homegirl, right? And it's very important to gather your research, see the top-ranked brands, read reviews, and even outside of that, go see a professional, go see an expert, because what may work for me may not necessarily work for you. And it's a very sensitive area, so you need to be cautious about what you use down there.
That's right. And there's lots of Dr. Google.
Yes, exactly. So you need to find brands that are actually backed up by real science and not just, people's opinions alone.
Absolutely. Now that brings us to you, Abo. I know that you are very passionate about empowering young women. How do you think a mom can start a conversation about feminine hygiene with their daughter without making it embarrassing?
That's a very good question to me. I think it's important to do that because, as you both have mentioned, that this is something that a lot of people are not necessarily taught about at home. So as much as daughter and mother can have conversations, random conversations, this is a very soft topic. It's a very sensitive topic. So I would encourage parents to try to first build rapport with their daughters, ensure that you open up a safe platform, a safe space to talk about it, and not just to drop it as, you're just putting a worm in the ocean to fish for a fish. But, try to make it relatable. Also create a psychologically safe environment. Maybe watching a Netflix show, just start off, if you see a scene on TV and you feel like you can match that scene to the conversation you want to have, start having it there. For example, you're driving back from school, it's a hot, humid day. Talk about how you used to take care of your intimate area when you used to be a teenager, when you used to be young. I think it's easier when it's relatable because, again, it's a very sensitive topic. A lot of teenagers and young girls find comfort in talking about it with their friends. But if you as a mother make it relatable to your own days, it's easier for them to open up.
I agree with you. It's all about creating that open, safe space for the conversation. Now, when it comes to feminine hygiene products like Gynaguard, why do you think women should consider using specialized feminine hygiene products?
I do want to say, before I answer your question, it's a very important question, specialized product that are especially made for the intimate area. I do want to say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with using water. I mean, that is the safest way to go, right? It's not the same as just trying a product that's going to be harsh on your skin. But I do also want to sort of reiterate that in the same way that you use a face cleanser for your face and you use a body cleanser for your body, you realize that your face and your body have there's two different textures. The same way you'll use a face scrub for your face, you won't use a pumice stone on your face. So in the same way, you understand that the body has different parts and they have different textures and pHs. So it's important to understand that your intimate area as well needs special care. So that's why it's important, as I mentioned about pH, it's important to use products that are specially formulated with a pH that's not going to disrupt your natural vaginal pH. Of course, you're not going to use the product inside the birth canal, you're going to use it on your vulva. So it's quite important because then once you start disrupting the pH, that's when you start experiencing undesirable odor, BV, yeast infections, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Maybe also explain the difference between the vagina and the vulva, and that it's so important for people to actually understand how to use the products.
So essentially, there's the vulva. The vulva is the external part. When you stand in front of a mirror, the vulva is what you see. The vagina is not something that you can see because it's the birth canal. So essentially, when you are using your tampons, it goes inside the inside. So your vulva is the one with the lips, the labia minora and the labia majora. So that's the vulva. And whenever you use products, you don't wash the vagina, you wash your vulva. The vagina is a self-cleansing organ. That's why most oftentimes you'll see secretions when you're putting on panty liners because it cleanses itself. But you wash the vulva, not the vagina. Don't put anything up there.
All right. Thank you, Abo. Tumi, how are you?
I am well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Now, you're a young, vibrant woman. How do you deal with societal pressures when it comes to beauty standards and femininity?
In all honesty, I think I speak for everyone when I say that it can be quite overwhelming, especially given the impact that social media has on these unattainable beauty standards. But one thing I've constantly tried to remind myself of is the fact that I am unique. I am my own person. I know my background. I know where I come from. And truly, at the end of the day, all that matters is who you are and not what you bring face front.
Yeah. And I think right now, with the social media age that we're in, you know, everything is so visual, and everybody wants to look perfect. Yeah, and that creates so many stigmas about, and body shaming and so forth, you know. So that's very true. How have you handled, you know, your face moving from your 20s to up to now in terms of hormonal changes? What insights have helped you? I mean, I know personally, when I was 20 to my 30s, I'm now deep in my 40s. Things have changed drastically hormonally. What has helped you?
It hasn't been an easy journey at all, but one thing I will say is that I've learned to prioritize self-care in the sense that whether it be journaling, having a balanced diet, exercising, and another important thing has been having these open and comfortable conversations with my peers, because that way it's like a reminder that I am not alone, I'm not going through this alone. It is completely normal. It is scary because you will always question, why is this happening? What is happening? Why is my face changing? Why am I experiencing this at this time? But having these same conversations with my friends have kind of helped and maintained that balance of just a reminder that I'm just a girl and I'm just going through it, and everybody is going through it, and it's completely normal.
Yeah, that's very true. Mihlali, I want to come back to you. How do you think, as women, we can normalize these kind of conversations where we speak openly about our hormonal changes, our body changes, and even the times where we're not feeling our atmos-based?
I think, for example, people who have large platforms like us, who are followed by a lot of women, young women, women of all age groups, can create a safe space to have such conversations, and obviously being empowered by brands such as Gynaguard, and move away from the whole narrative of that time of the month, women must be perfect throughout. You know those sanitary towel ads where people are skipping and doing cartwheels? No, let's talk about the hormonal changes. Let's talk about the discomfort. Let's talk about the pain. And just creates a safe space. And I think going forward, then it will also normalize it for everybody else to engage and, get education.
Yeah, I think also creating more content around, the products that are out there, and just simple conversations that you would have with a friend to say, this is what I'm going through the most, and taking away that embarrassment that you can actually speak to your peers and you can speak to women out there.
And also asking, like for example, without asking questions and without opening up the conversation, you then don't have the knowledge, and knowledge is power, so it's very important.
Yeah, it is. Gynaguard has got so many products that also help us with certain changes, especially hormones. I know in my 40s, like I said, my vagina is no longer self-lubricating. And Gynaguard has got a lubricant that I can use safely, not just for intimate moments, but also just to keep that pH balance and to keep the vagina, nice and moist, not dry like biltong. During our menstrual cycle, we all have very hectic days. How would you best advise somebody to stay comfortable, fresh, and confident during that period when it's hectic?
For me, I always have intimate wipes on me. I believe in keeping intimate wipes because depending on the type of girl that you are, whether you use a sanitary towel or a tampon, during the changing process, there can be a little bit of a mess. So to ensure that you're comfortable and you feel fresh and clean, just keep a pack of intimate wipes in your bag. Obviously, have your products that you use for your menstrual cycle. And if you need to have a backup underwear in your bag, like especially in summer with the sweat and everything, then also have that at hand. But in the same breath, no one should be hard on themselves. We're all women. We go through this. I'm not even ashamed to be like, oh my gosh, when I'm on set, I'm so uncomfortable because I'm on my period. I don't care if there's men around. You were birthed by a woman. You know what a period is. You came out of a vagina, so it's okay.
No, that's very true. Abo, when women hear the word bacteria, we almost think, but our bodies actually need a good level of healthy bacteria. How does a healthy bacteria help us keep protected from infections?
It is true. I think when you hear the word bacteria, you think germs, but germs is particularly for pathogenic bacteria, so that's disease-causing, illness-causing. But we all need germs. When you look at your gut, you sometimes need a specific type of bacteria to help you digest certain food. Same with your vagina. Think of it like a garden. Your vagina is a garden. You have your sunflowers that are growing. That's your good bacteria. So when your sunflowers are there, you're all happy. They're trying to keep the weeds out. But the moment you try and sort of use harsh products on your intimate area, that's when the good guys begin to die and the gelekekes begin to come now. That is the bad bacteria. They begin to overgrow, and that's when a person will start experiencing undesirable odor, your BV, and your bacterial vaginosis and the sorts. So it's quite important to always ensure that your good bacteria thrives, and that is going back to always ensuring you use products that will keep your pH at a lower pH of your intimate area.
And when it comes to underwear, what type of underwear should women be wearing? Because underwear itself can cause issues down there. The girl can be on fire because of the underwear that you're wearing.
That's true. And the girl can be on fire. Remember what makes the pant look like it's burned down?
Yes.
Is also the acidic excretions that come out of the birth canal. Because remember, it's a self-cleansing organ. So the reason that the pant might look like it's burnt, it's the acid. Remember, acid burns. So that's why it looks like yellow. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So in order to make sure that you sort of try to keep yourself comfortable, the best sort of material to use is cotton underwear. Why? Because it's breathable. Remember, bad bacteria and yeast, they thrive in dark and moist environments. So what you're trying to do is keep yourself comfortable but cool at the same time. So cotton underwear will allow the lady to
breathe.
That's important.
And I like what you said, Mihlali, about having a backup plan for panties, especially when you're traveling. Because you are in flights, you're sitting for long hours, and we never think of this backup plan. I like that tip. Abo, what specific feminine hygiene practices would you recommend for women to prevent infections?
So the first thing is do not use products that are not specially formulated for the intimate area. Ensure that if you, for example, have gone out swimming, or if it's a hot summer day, try to reduce wearing of tight-fitting clothing, because remember, you're trying to reduce the lady feeling a bit pinched in, you know? I mean, don't make the lady feel like they're in a text at the back seat sitting like this. So try to reduce that. And also, always, this is something we also need to teach our daughters, wipe from front to back.
Yes.
Always standard operating procedure. So we need to keep that in mind. And also continue, ensure that you're always changing, because remember, secretions are coming out. It's absolutely normal. But continuously change. If you're wearing a panty liner, if you are wearing tampons, ensure that you're changing them quite often, because you don't want to create an environment that's going to be best suited for the back bacteria to grow. And also, important, it helps to also drink lots of water, ladies. Water is very important for any part of the body, but especially for the vagina, it helps in the self cleanse. And also taking some probiotics. Probiflora is one of good probiotics out there. Probiflora for your gut health, and it's going to trickle down to your vaginal health as well.
And cranberry juice.
And cranberry juice.
Cranberry supplements. I actually take one a day. Those are amazing as well. And the probiotics.
Yeah. And I think also we love our bubbles as girls. But you know that bubbles actually cause more yeast in your body, and you wake up the next day and you're not feeling quite comfortable there. You're getting an STIs because you've had too many bubbles and you're actually not balancing the acid levels in your body. Tumi, I think it's very important for women to have open conversations, and I think it should start from home. How do you think moms and daughters and older sisters and younger sisters can actually start to have open, honest conversations about feminine hygiene and wellness?
Honestly, as a younger sibling myself, I think it's very important for older siblings, older sisters, moms, to keep it 100. Keep it real. Don't only show me or tell me which products I should be using. Don't tell me which tampon or pad I should be using, but show me how to use it. And show me how to properly clean after myself. Show me which products are effective and also safe for my vagina. And I think it's also important that it starts from home, because that's where there's most comfortability. I think it's very important that we have these open and uncomfortable conversations in a more comfortable setting, which is obviously at home.
Yes. And I also think we need to touch on how us as women, we go and put pressure on ourselves, especially when it comes to our sexual intimacy, where women are using all manner of concoctions, horse, zambak, a whole lot of manner of things, you know. Those things are not supposed to be going anywhere near your private area. So if you want to keep things tight, rather, consult a doctor. But these home-based concoctions and douching are also not helpful to us. Lastly, how do you think we can continue to keep those conversations open and positive?
Honestly, I have to give a big shout out to Gynaguard for having such an amazing platform. Where we as women can come together, and I'm seeing some males as well, to be well informed about how to take proper care for our bodies. And the best way to keep these conversations open and positive is honestly to keep having these conversations. I think especially for us having a bigger platform, keep having these conversations, make it a norm and make it comfortable. And more than anything, we honestly need to keep it real and stop censoring everything.
Yeah. And from yourself, Abo?
Definitely. I come from the Eastern Cape, right? And especially from a very, Xhosa family where, guys, it's tough. Maybe other Xhosas don't come from such families, but such conversations are not things that I used to have at home growing up. And as a result, myself and some of the people that I grew up with, it's things that we spoke about, teenager to teenager. And most often than not, your teenage friend is not going to give you the best advice. It's the one that's going to tell you, spray perfume there or do some other funny stuff. So it's important to really talk about this, because, when we're talking about anything that is sexual, half-naked men and women, it's easy for us to talk about those conversations. But when it's anything that is genuine and has to do with women's health, about the vagina, then we start shying away. It's not just an organ for pleasure, because most often times it's put up as that. But it's also part of our bodies, and it's something that, we need to take care of and be given the correct information and education of how we can go about doing that without putting perfume.
On it.
Don't put perfume.
Ladies, I hope you've learned something here today. It's been an incredible conversation, an intimate conversation. Thank you to our panelists for sharing openly and honestly so that we can start having these conversations. Gynaguard remains being the #1 leading brand in feminine hygiene products in South Africa and continues to empower all of us to elevate our feminine wellness and health. I'd like to invite you all to their stand. It's right there. Please go through, ask questions if you want to ask any questions. You might just win a fabulous prize. And feel free to ask them questions. They are here for the rest of the day. My name is Tumi. It is always a pleasure to empower you.
Let's leave. We have got an incredible Gynaguard hamper, a nice goodie bag for someone who has been paying attention. We've got one question and one question only. So let's see who was listening. The question goes a little bit like this. Just name three causes of infection and how you can avoid it. Whoever puts their hand up first. Oh, we've got our lady right here. Can we please have the roaming mic? Can we please have the roaming mic? Oh, let's take this one. Okay.
Oh, well done.
Stand up, please. May we have your name?
Hi, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Matamera, not the president, clearly. Okay, so firstly, perfume. Don't spray perfume.
Okay.
Don't do that. Secondly,
Come on. We've got people that are wanting this prize, honey.
second, okay, let me get to how you can prevent it. First of all, plain yogurt. Drink lots of water.
How are we feeling with her answer? I think it's shaky. Bye-bye. Okay, she actually, so sorry, put up her hand first. I'm going to put a timer, 30 seconds to answer the question. 3 reasons why you can get an infection in your vagina and how can we avoid it. It's worth it. This is an incredible prize. What's your name?
My name is Megan. She spoke about bubbles being one of the leading, and then changing of panties, and say it.
You can steal it. Jack her answer. Steal it.
Not drinking a lot of water, and then preventing. You have to drink a lot of water.
Boom.
And change your panties regularly.
Okay. How do the judges feel? How, ladies? Gynaguard team.
Yeah.
You like another contender?
Another contender.
Oh, we're going to have one more contender. So, Siswam, you were the third. She actually had her hand up before you. And then, again, we are running out of time. So are you able to give us your name and some of those reasons, and you can walk away a Gyna girl?
So my name is T. I think the first one was not changing your panty, bubbles, and spraying perfume. How you can prevent it, drink a lot of water, yogurt, and like cranberry juice.
There we go. I was going to say the cranberry, guys. The cranberry. Congratulations. And thank you so much to everyone who joined this Gynaguard conversation. And thank you so much to our panelists. Thank you.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around.